Mary Mac. Hey, Miss Mary.
Hey, Margot.
And me, comedian Margot Evans. Yay! Yes, we're back. We're back. Really do appreciate you guys. You're back. Your girls are back. Your girls are back. Welcome back to the Just Being Me podcast. Hey y'all, welcome to the Just Being Me podcast with your girls. Miss Mary Mac is back.
Hey.
And special guest, Patrice is back. Hey Patrice.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, Patrice.
Yes, see, if you... Okay, and then me, I'll explain everything in a minute because I'm about to jump way ahead. And me, comedian Margot Evans, thank you so much for tuning in again to our podcast. So let me just explain a little something. So last week I didn't pay the bill for our podcast. So we had to post it. Well, I had to pay the bill because I didn't know it was due. And then when I tried to log in, I couldn't do it because I didn't pay the bill. So then I had to redo the whole thing. And our podcast for last week did not go on to Apple Podcasts. It only went on to iHeartRadio and Spreaker. So if you missed last week's, you have to go to Spreaker or iHeartRadio and look us up. I'm hoping that it goes on not iHeartRadio, on Apple Podcasts. This week, or this week, this airs on Apple Podcasts. It looks like it will, but if you're missing a show, that's what happened to it. So you got to go look for it. But other than that, the show is really good. We broke in Patrice, and like I told y'all last week, she is working on doing her own podcast. So she's just trying to get the feel of just podcasting and everything. So I invited her on here to join us again this week. So that's what we doing. And we missed you last week, Mary. Mary was in Hawaii last week. Doing her thing. Are y'all there? Where you at?
Yes, it wasn't a vacation by any means. It was work.
Well, work in Hawaii is vacation.
It was nice. It was very nice. Very nice.
Good. Well,
did you eat your macadamia nuts?
I have not ate my macadamia nuts yet. I'm going to eat them this weekend. I'll be waiting till, when you watching a movie or something with some popcorn, like a special.
I'm coming to get those. That's my favorite nut.
Ooh, is it? You know what, y'all? Guess what? Yesterday was Patrice's birthday. Happy birthday, Patrice!
I can't sing, so I'm not going to do that. But happy birthday, Patrice. Happy birthday. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Patrice. She called me yesterday on her birthday and for something else, and then she's like, today's my birthday. I'm like, oh, shit.
Wow.
She's like, yeah, don't nobody care about me. I was like, I do.
Oh, yeah.
I remember her birthday is around Mother's Day. I don't know if it was after or before, and I should have started looking because I knew I didn't really realize that Mother's Day was this week. So
me neither.
I was all thrown off.
And you know what? That's the problem. That's all my whole life that I've been the issue. Is my birthday is either right before or Mother's. It's never after. It's always before. It's either right before, the weekend of, or on. And so when it's usually this week, people get real forgetful. But I have a sister that is on the 8th, and I have a sister that is today, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
So it's 3 of us in a row that have birthdays. It's the 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Oh, okay.
And so but people still forget me for some odd reason. I guess. Wow.
It didn't even come up on my Facebook, or did it? You know how, that's how I be remembering people's birthdays. Because it come up on Facebook. And it'd be like, okay, such a birthday, so that's, I better call that person or put something on Facebook. But I didn't see it, but
then I get a crap ton of text messages from like 9 p.m. to midnight. Oh shoot, happy birthday. I'm
right.
Like, it's over.
Like, it's done, but thank you.
Not that.
No, happy birthday though, for real. Another year. Make this a good one. We're gonna make this a good year.
Right, absolutely.
Yep, for sure.
All right.
All right, y'all. So we are going to jump into our weekend. Hold on, y'all. What you do this weekend? All right, Mary. What did you do this weekend?
I saw you on Friday.
You did. Seen you at Cinco de Mayo. Yes.
Let's see. This weekend I didn't do anything. I just did laundry, unpacked, and everything. I didn't do anything this weekend. I can't recall doing anything.
You went to a conference this week.
Well, I've been to a conference all this week. Today was the last day of the conference. It was a big HR conference down at the Long Beach Convention Center. When I tell you I'm tired, I'm tired. And I felt like after a few hours in there, it's just like I wanted to go outside and breathe some real air and have some sun on my face.
Right.
You know how you in an environment like that with all these people and everything's going on and the lights are bright and everybody's speaking and it's just, some rooms are cold, some rooms are hot. It's crazy. But it was a very, very good conference. They put on a very good conference. There's a lot of information to retain, a lot of information, but it was good. And I'm tired because right on the back of Hawaii, I had to turn around and go to this 3-day conference.
Right.
You talking about tired. This weekend, I'm not doing anything. I'm letting you know that now. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to, be here at the house. Just laying around doing absolutely nothing. I may go get a pedicure or a manicure, but that's it.
That's it. That's all.
That's all. What'd you do?
So I was with you on my first half of Cinco de Mayo Friday. We had to catch up with the coworkers. Some things been shaking up and shaking around at work, so we had to get. Well, I had to get filled in because I'm not there no more. It was good. My drink was good. I was mad because I went. I only was able to get one drink because I had to drive all the way to Beverly Hills to another. It was a birthday. My husband's best friend's fiance birthday is on Cinco de Mayo, so he surprised her and took her out to this Mexican restaurant. I'm like, a Mexican restaurant? Like, why would you go to a Mexican restaurant on Cinco de Mayo? But okay, because it was crowded where we went. It was crowded. We had reservations. Now, he had reservations. And I'm actually going to turn this into my rant because I don't want to forget. So, the name of the restaurant was called Mama Por Dios in Beverly Hills. So, when I left y'all, I just put in Mama Por Dios and got on the freeway and got the driving. Not knowing it was more than one Mama Por Dios. The one that I pulled up on my GPS was taking me to Foothill.
What?
So when it told me to take the 105 East, I was like, where am I going? But still, I got on the 105 East. I'm like, it ain't no way to get to Beverly Hills off the 105 or the 605. Like, why would I even take that freeway? So I got off on Lakewood, and then I looked at it, and it told me I was going to the one that was on in Foothill. So I'm like, okay, let me get back on the freeway. Got back on the freeway and made it. It was a whole bunch of people outside. I was like, okay, here we go. Thank God I already ate. I already had a little nice drink. So I'm not hungry, so I'm not going to be irritated. Other than that, I would have been irritated. Pulled up, went to valet because I was right there. Just a gang of people standing on the stairs, standing outside. My husband's already there because he was with them. So we waiting. He had reservations. 8:30 reservations. I got there at 8:45. They still standing outside.
He's still waiting?
He's still waiting. So they calling people in, calling people in. So his best friend had to go up in there and was like, look, I got a party of, it was like 20 of us. It was a lot of us.
Ooh.
I got a party. I RSVP'd. Y'all said it was okay. That's y'all fault. If y'all didn't realize it was Cinco de Mayo and all these people was going to be here. You shouldn't have said that we can have a table for your party if you wasn't going to have a table. Then they pointed to a table where some people were sitting and said, oh, well, they're still sitting at the table that we was going to sit you at. No, you're not. No, they're not. They're not. Nope.
That's not good.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
They look like they didn't even have their food yet. So, no. So, they figured it out, took us upstairs, and so they took our drink orders. We all got our drinks real quick. And then they put our food in. And do you know, okay, so we got up there about 9:30-ish now. They seated us for like 9:30-ish. It may have been a little after 9:30. They took our drink order. They took our regular order. Our food did not come out till about 10:30, almost 11 o'clock.
Who eats at 10:30, 11 o'clock?
And when it came out, by that time, I wasn't, now, thank God I wasn't hungry. I would have left. I would have been like.
I was going to say, what about your husband?
He was hungry. He ate some, they brought out that little appetizer, so he ate some, chips and, guacamole.
Okay, because you know, that long without him eating like that, oh my goodness.
Huh, John Patrice?
Honey, I would have been knocking over everything in that restaurant.
Yeah, you would have. You would have.
I would have.
Because it was just like, if you hungry. So her mom, which I just found out, is a Virgo too. So I could feel her pain because I would have been in the same. She was like, I was about to do something to somebody because she was hungry. Like she'd been waiting all day to eat. She knew they was going to go eat. So we waiting, and I had got lobster mac and cheese. And it came in like a cast iron skillet. Mm-hmm. But by the time, the man was like, I got some of the food ready, but not all of it. Could you bring out some of the food? Because that means that food getting cold. And by the time the other food come out, that's going to be cold. So he brought it out. Of course, mine was one of them that was kind of cold. And I was like, no. But this place is on TikTok. And when they show it on TikTok, it's the waiters. That was just the only highlight of the whole thing was the waiters come out with
the one with the lady is singing.
She dancing. They dancing like they really getting down, grooving.
I didn't want to go there.
My sister was gonna take me there for my birthday. I said, sister, do not bring me here for my birthday because we all gonna be fighting. They dance around with this flight, and I mean they be grooving. With the flight of alcohol and everything, and they come and sing or whatever, and they give everybody a flight, a shot, and that was a highlight. They played good music, but that music kept playing. It couldn't be a DJ there because the same music kept playing in rotation because we kept hearing the same song over and over and over. I was like, okay.
And you would know because you had a long wait. So.
Yeah, right. I was like, we heard that one. We heard this one. We heard that one. So. It was irritating, and that's my rant. My rant is like these places when it's a holiday event or whatever. Don't take reservations. Yeah. First come, first serve, and you guys need to be fully staffed and bring people food out on time. It was a whole table that was over there. They was having a birthday. They came out with the flight. They danced. They did all of that, and they didn't. They were there before we got there. And they did not have a plate on it. They ended up leaving. They left. We was getting ready to leave too. I'm like, Jermaine was like, I'll give me something to eat later. I can't. I'm just irritated.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I was like, That was very poor service.
Didn't anybody go on Yelp and complain?
They should have. I don't think so.
Anybody waste their money and their gas?
Right. All the way up there.
And they're not even ready?
Right. The drinks was not good. I was like, I'm glad I had a good drink where we was at. Because that drink was not good. I was like, I should have drank another one, but I was driving. And then on Sunday, I went to the Forum and to the comedy concert with Mike Epps. Let me see. I tried to save it, but I guess I didn't. It was when Mike Epps was hosted by Mike Epps. It's called what is it called? Straight Jokes No Chaser. They played some now they had a good DJ. They had a live DJ in there. He played all the oldies. All the oldies. I mean, we was in there jamming. I mean, we standing up in the seats while we waiting for them to come on. We jamming. We doing the electric slide in the little slither of the seat that we in. The lady that was sitting next to me that I didn't know, she over here dancing with me. We was having a good old grand time. It was Mike Epps hosted, Earthquake, D.L. Hughley, DC Young Fly, and Cedric the Entertainer. It was a really good concert. I'm not a DC Young Fly fan, just based off of like the little clips and stuff I see. I don't like his type of comedy, but he actually did a really good job. If that's the kind of
I don't know him.
He was the one that was on Wildin' Out. He used to be on Wildin' Out.
Okay.
And his comedy, they have the 305 Boys or the whatever. Their type of comedy is like they talk about people. They just, they pick people out the audience like, oh, you this, you that, And I don't like that kind of comedy. I'm like, make your jokes, man. Create a joke. You don't need to be talking about people in the audience. But some people comedy is like that. But he was really good. He was good.
Oh, okay.
One thing about him I did not like, at me being a comic, he let it go too long. Like he was telling a story, and then just say he was like, and then it was like, look, and then he was like, look, and he was like, look, and he was like, look. Okay, we got it. Let's move. Let's go to the next part. Why do you keep saying the same thing over and over again? I was like, okay, I'm about to fall asleep now because you're telling the story. You keep repeating the words over and over like 3 times. That's only you supposed to. If you repeat something in comedy, you repeat it 3 times. That's it. It's like the number 3. That's it. If I'm gonna say look, that's it. You don't keep going.
Was he loaded or something?
No, that's the way he was telling his story. Like he was prolonging it. Prolonging it. And I'm like, it was a good story, but you paused with nothing too long. Like it was like just continue the whole story. Right. It was a good, funny story. He was talking about his dad passed away. His brother was a crackhead. His dad left in his will that he didn't want him, the brother that was a crackhead, to talk at the funeral. He said you cannot talk at the funeral. So he imitating the brother, said, oh yeah, he don't want me to talk at the funeral. He don't want me to talk at the funeral. He don't want me to talk at the funeral. He don't want me to talk at the funeral. Okay, he don't want you to talk at the funeral. Like, come on. Keep the story going. And he's really imitating him very well. Like he did a really good job, but doing that a couple of times, he lost me because he kept repeating the same thing over and over and over, which I'm sure a crackhead does. But we got it. We got it. D.L. Hughley was good. Cedric the Entertainer was really good. He came out dancing. He always come out dancing. He was good. Earthquake is usually good, but he wasn't, to me, that good. That interesting. I went to the bathroom on his, and the other ones I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold it, and then I was like, let me go to the bathroom because.
Now, did Earthquake talk about Aretha Franklin's funeral?
Yes. You say you're not an Earthquake fan? You're not an Earthquake fan?
I never have been. And because every time I see him, he repeats the same thing over and over again.
Maybe that's what it was.
The same joke over and over and over again.
Maybe that's what it was. Because I heard them jokes before, like on his special. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. He did the special jokes.
Yeah, okay. That's what it was.
And there's no variety to it. He tells it straight forward instead of adding something to it.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I think his voice is annoying.
I didn't say it.
His voice is annoying to me. So yeah, I'm just not an Earthquake fan.
Yeah, and that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. He was. Now I know because I'm a comic and I repeat myself over and over and over. And that's just what we do. But you know, if I had a big concert like that, I would bring something new. Like if I was like on stage like that and I had a Netflix special, I'm not gonna bring the same jokes to that show. You know what I'm saying? I have a Netflix special. I will come up with another 45 minutes of new material or mix it up. Like do something. Don't say it straight from the show.
That just means that he don't work on his material,
right?
Because I mean, he's been telling them jokes since
the pandemic,
Apollo days.
Oh, to Apollo. Damn, she went all the way back to the Apollo. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, but it was a nice concert. I had a good time, and I'm going to go see Lunel tomorrow night, so I'm looking forward to that. She's gonna be at the Ice House.
Now, is she gonna be by herself?
Yes. She's working on her Netflix special, so hers is getting ready to come out soon. She's going to do it in Oakland, where she's from. And so she's working the circuit, getting her material all together, whatever. Right. And she's making a stop out here to the Pasadena Ice House. She has a residency in Vegas. She does 2 nights, a Saturday and a Sunday, at the Jimmy Kimmel's comedy thing. She's there indefinitely. So,
oh wow, that's cool. Mm-hmm. That's a good gig.
Yeah, and she just brought a house out there in Vegas.
I've seen that. I did see that on social media. Her new house. Yeah, I did see that.
She said because she's out there. I know everything about, not everything about Lunel, but Lunel's my girl. When she come on live, like Instagram live, I'm there. So I feel like I know stuff about her. But she brought the house, and she said because she's out there more than she's out here, but she's not giving her house up here because that's her home. She's renting the house that she's in, but she's buying that house in Vegas. So she was like, I don't want to give this house up because that's like her home base. It's where she's been for a long time. So she's going to keep it. So that's cool. That's good. So, yeah. Busy weekend. Or busy weekend. The whole thing. Patrice, what you do this weekend? Where's she at? Patrice?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
What did I do? Oh, my what is it? My soon-to-be ex-husband.
Yeah.
His niece is having a baby, so she had a baby shower. So I went up there. And Sunday I did absolutely nothing, and I should have stayed my butt at home.
Yeah, you should have stayed your butt at home instead of going to the.
Well, let me not say that. I think when families are always awkward, and I think when you're transitioning out of a family, it's hard to find your place.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of people don't know details. So when you're the only one there, because he wasn't there, I was. So I'm the one getting bombarded with all the questions. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, if I answer this question one more again, right? But the baby shower was beautiful. She was gorgeous. She's having a girl. Her kids are like 12, 14, and 15. And so she's having a baby girl. And so she was gorgeous. Oh. And so she's 9 months though. So she's
ready to pop
any day now. Yeah, she's doing it any day now. And she's still walking around as if she got some business to tend to.
Oh.
So
that's good, Jimmy. She feels good.
Yeah. She just says she's tired. So, it was a nice baby shower. I ended up leaving like halfway through. So, brought my butt on back down to LA and came on back to my room and washed my clothes and played with my dog. Mm-hmm. And I didn't do anything on Sunday because I just I was exhausted. So I managed to get some sleep Saturday night.
Oh, well, that's good.
Got like 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours out of 45 minutes. So I'll take the 2 hours.
Yeah, that's better than minutes of sleep.
Minutes.
Right.
But back to the baby shower. I mean, her kids are, the baby so far is 12. That's a gap, man.
Big old gap.
Yeah.
Ooh, so much has changed in 12 years.
Yeah, she got married recently, and so her and her husband, they started their little family. But yeah, her kids are they big and old. They grow. Is what I call them.
Wow.
They are ready. They ready to help. I think.
I was gonna say she got some helpers there.
Well, she got helpers, so she's good. I mean,
that's good.
It'll be a joyous occasion.
Cool.
Oh, that's gonna be them kids, baby. They're gonna be fighting over that baby.
Okay. For sure.
Right, because every time she moves, it's a time. So they on high alert.
Oh, that's so cool. That's cool.
And they haven't had a baby in a long time.
Right.
No, and that's the crazy part about that family is they have babies like years and gaps in between each other. So, like even with the grandkids, this would be my mother-in-law's great-grandchild, but even the kids were like 12 and 15 years apart from each other. Like it's crazy.
Wow.
Nope. That's too much.
So that was
you gotta start all over.
In a nutshell.
Cool. Sounds good. Sounds like it's getting a little more better. Better doing stuff. All right, y'all. Let's go into. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Jamie Foxx. Okay, so last week, Patrice and I talked about Jamie Foxx. We both agreed that if the information about his hospitalization is not released, then why y'all talking about it? Like it's like every single day it's something that pops up on the feed about Jamie Foxx being in the hospital, but it'd be the same thing about his daughter, sent the message, and then the newest one was like he posted saying I'm getting better or something. He didn't say it. She could have posted. Somebody could have posted it. That don't mean that he posted that. Like, just stop it already. If y'all ain't gonna tell us what it's gonna be, then we don't care. But then now Mary came in because she heard something else that we ain't hear about. What happened? What happened?
Now, at first, she wasn't saying anything. She was like, first few days, she didn't say anything. And then they came back and said it was a stroke. He suffered a stroke. He's showing signs of suffering from a stroke or whatever. But he's doing well, and, everything's looking good. And today, it says that the family's preparing for the worst.
Oh, that's what it said now? The family's preparing for the worst?
It said the family is preparing for the worst.
God.
Now, what I heard was that they don't really know what it was, and they feel that he was drugged. Something happened, and he was drugged. They don't have the proof or whatever. They kind of keep him quiet about everything, but they're saying it was not a stroke because I guess they did, medical exams and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now everybody's kind of like, oh, what happened? You know what I mean? What happened? And there's a lot of speculation about, certain people had, reason to maybe, drug him or try to take him under and things of that nature because of who he is and how he want to stay who he is or whatever. But yeah, they're not going to tell it. They're not going to tell it. They're not going to say, what their thoughts are, why they feel this certain way, or, what the doctors are finding. But, it's really sad. It's really sad. And the industry is crazy. But Yeah. Now they're at the point where they're saying it wasn't a stroke. And people are starting to say that he was drugged.
And drugged
on purpose.
Drugged on purpose, and now he's like been in a worse situation than we know.
I think they're being more realistic with us.
That was probably already happening, but they just was like trying to cover it.
Maybe for a couple of days or something like that, he was showing good. The doctor thought that he was doing good or whatever. Not unless they can find out. I mean, because they don't know how to treat something unless they find out what it was that you ingested.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's probably, I'm sure they don't know. And, it's probably hard to trace. You know what I mean? You don't know what people are into, what chemists that they do know, who is on the payroll. You know what I mean?
Right.
Really weird. So they don't know what they're dealing with or whatever. And maybe they thought that they were going to see a little turnaround,
Right.
But I don't think they know what they're fighting with. And I think maybe he has taken another turn. I don't know. Or maybe he never really came out of it. Maybe they were just trying to be hopeful, for whatever reasons, trying to make the person who did this to him, think something different maybe. I don't know. But now they're just saying that that family is preparing for the worst. Well, so I don't know. But they said it was not a stroke.
Well, I hope he gets better. And I stand on what we said last week. Until y'all have some facts to tell the world, keep it to yourself. I mean, just all these little bits and pieces and, conspiracy theories and all this other stuff is like, just, I don't know. I'm not the one to be listening to all the extra sidebar stuff. Like, just tell me what it is if you're going to tell me, or don't say nothing at all. Just let it all come out in the wash, like in the end. Just whatever it is, I pray that he is fine. But if not, then, I don't like hearing all these little extra stories.
And then you have to sometimes that's the reality of it. But then too you have to realize too that you have all these different people informing the family. You have all these different people telling the family what to say and what not to say. You know what I'm saying? And they're probably hearing everything from everywhere or whatever. And they're just trying to remain hopeful. It's not really their fault. And these people, well, you got to say something, you got to put something out there for the fans, And when you really don't have to.
There you go. Because the people who
really don't have to.
People who want to be silent, there'd be stuff happening to people and we never hear about it. Until it
we never heard from Barbara Walters.
Never heard from Barbara Walters until she died. Okay. You don't hear about Beyonce until Beyonce wants you to hear about her. Mm-hmm. So people, if you don't want it to be out there, you don't have to be out there.
Yeah, and those agents need to stay out of the family's ear, especially in these times.
Yeah, that's very sensitive.
Because they don't know what we need to hear. Right. They're just saying that because they're your agents or whatever. Right. You know what I mean? We don't need to hear it. You don't know how we feel about Jamie. Stop it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to do what they say. They always telling you to do something just for their sake.
Yep.
Their business.
Yep.
Sometimes everything is just not business.
Right.
It's family, personal. And that's the way I agree with you. And that's the way they should leave it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Until he comes out of it or he doesn't.
Yeah. Let us know what we need to know. We don't need to know nothing else.
Yeah. All you got to do is just say, keep us in your prayers. That's it.
That's it.
Let us go. Let it go. Let it go. We'll be okay, however you want to do it,
Right. Mm-hmm. So I heard that Usher threw Chris Brown a birthday party after their Lovers and Friends concert in Vegas. And there was an argument that was being had, and Tiana Taylor was like in the middle of it or whatever, and Chris Brown got mad at her. Chris Brown got mad at her because she didn't want to hear what Chris Brown had to say when he came up to Usher to have like a conversation. She kind of like turned her head. And then Chris Brown took it upon himself to like kind of check her and was angry at her and started yelling at her. for turn her head. So it says Taylor turned her head and refused to chat with him. And this rejection made the Rant singer super angry. He began yelling at the actress. And then Usher tried to intervene, trying to diffuse the situation. And while the video, so they say in the video they make it clear, short time later, Usher had came back with a bloody nose. And rumors had said that Chris Brown and his crew had jumped them. It's just like, first of all, he gave you a birthday party. Like, Usher gave you a birthday party. So whatever you arguing about before all of that shouldn't even happen. Like, what are you talking about? Too much drinking, too much alcohol, too much drinking, too much drugging, too much ego. Just, what are you talking about? And then for you to, like, get mad at Tiana because she probably was like, dude, he just gave you this whole birthday party and you coming up in here acting crazy. And then you like, I don't want to hear it. And then you start yelling at her. And then he tried to intervene. And he like, what the hell? None of this should have happened. Chris Brown, and I love Chris Brown. I like Chris Brown, the singer. But he needs to grow up. Like, he really needs to grow up. He needs to grow up.
I agree. Maybe a little more anger management or something.
A lot more anger management. Like, you too old for this. You turned 34, I think. 34th birthday. Come on.
Maybe he needs to change what he's smoking.
Yeah. He needs to, and drinking.
He needs to change it to like a mellow thing, not a hyper thing.
Yeah. Because it's too much. Yeah. You 34. All this, when you was younger, you did dumb stuff, you was young. You 34. What you arguing with Tiana for?
Grown.
Well, he just had an altercation with another woman. He's forever having altercations with women. That's my issue.
Yeah.
He's forever into something with a woman. And I don't know, like, what his issue is, but good grief.
Right.
Because my thing is, Tiana Taylor's also married.
Sure is.
Right?
Yeah.
Why you all up in her face?
Yeah.
It's beyond me.
Why are you mad at her? Because she don't want to continue the conversation.
Right.
But Chris Brown is always on a woman. Like, aggressive with women.
Yeah.
And maybe he has mommy problems.
He had another incident a couple of months ago, sometime last year, with another woman. Like, get your stuff together, man.
Yeah, you too old for that. You can't blame it on being young, like you before you and Rihanna. You're too old and you've been through that, so you really need to like chill. People wait for you to pop off on another woman. Like, what? What are you doing?
Stay home.
Yeah, stay home. Go sing your song and then go right back home.
If you can't share the sandbox, don't come to the park.
Don't play. You can't play. You can't play.
And I do not
play well with others.
Cat Daddy Usher fighting with nobody.
Right, me neither.
Oh,
Usher ain't fighting.
Leave Usher alone, okay?
Yeah. No, Usher way too old.
I see Cat Daddy. Yeah, I see Cat Daddy Usher. Usher is Cat Daddy.
Right.
Especially on the damn skates.
Oh, yeah. He is.
Oh, yeah.
He can skate. I'm going to need you to leave Usher alone.
Usher is 44. So.
Yeah.
And don't have time for the nonsense.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, stop it. So, Mary, you were saying there was a body found on the Metro line?
Yes, there was a body found on the Metro Red Line in Hollywood. And it looks like they ruled out foul play. So, yeah, I saw them taking him out on a stretcher this morning. So, I don't know how long he was on the Metro Line. I don't know when he died. They were just taking him off the Red Line. And I guess the coroner, was going to drive him over and find out what happened.
That's crazy.
I guess they'll find out if there was really foul play. You know what I mean? Or not.
Yeah.
But I just wonder how long he was dead on that Metro.
Right.
Wow. What time do they start? 6 in the morning?
They don't go all night?
I thought they stopped at a certain time.
I don't know. But that's not the first. Like, a lot of stuff has been going on these metros. Like, fights. stabbings and all kind of stuff. Death,
drug use,
the homeless on there, sleeping on there. It's just it's too much. I haven't rode the metro line. I said I wanted to ride. Every time they make the new ones, I'm like, I'm gonna ride because I've never rode on it before. But I'm scared now.
I can't do it.
I'm scared.
I won't.
I won't do it. I won't. It said more than 20 deaths have been recorded on the metro trains and bus so far this year. 20 deaths. When most appearing to be drug overdoses, like just drug overdose. They on there and they do their thing and they stumble on there and they die. That's crazy. Yeah. And if y'all out there on these metros and buses and trains, just be careful. Be mindful. Look out for crazy people. They all around.
Right, exactly. They need some more. They need protection out there on those things for the public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not enough public safety officers for me. You guys need to be on every single train.
Yeah, I thought I heard that they was getting some new, and they were hiring some ambassadors to be.
No, they don't need anybody with pepper spray and a baton. They need somebody just carrying a gun. You know what I mean? What about those cadets and stuff that, maybe they can go through some kind of internship, riding the metros and things. You know what I mean?
Right. But here, meet our metro ambassadors. So this is these people that they got on here. Yeah, they smile and they look too cheery. They look like tour guides on here on the metro thing. No, it says metro ambassadors are here to support riders on metro buses, trains, and stations, connect you to resources and report maintenance and safety. Report. There you go.
Report.
Report it. Yeah, okay. So they don't have they got a fanny pack on. I don't see no gun. I don't even see a pepper spray unless it's inside that little fanny pack.
Look, that's not what we need.
No, we don't need that. No. What we do, support, connect, report. Yeah, we don't need a reporter. We need somebody that's going to throw down when they see something happen.
Right, exactly. I mean, some of those security officers, get some of those people that carry the guns. Mm-hmm. Deputize them.
Yeah. Okay. You have been deputized. I know the sheriffs used to be on there all the time. I know that, like, the Metro Link, like, they used to, well, at least over here, they would
pull them off and put those ambassadors on.
Oh, my dad said they took them off and put those ambassadors on there. Oh, see.
The ambassadors and LAPD now runs it.
He said the ambassadors and the LAPD now run it. That's why it's jacked up now. They should have left the sheriffs on there.
They should have let the sheriff do it, honey, because they find them dead bodies.
Yeah, now you heard nothing when they was on there. Kicking off the bad people.
Yeah. They were still finding dead bodies.
They were still finding dead bodies?
The subway they're getting like New York.
Like New York?
Yeah, they're just bad. I think also you have, with the fentanyl issue going on, there's so many people, they're taking hits and stuff, they don't know what's in it. Because you have triple or quadruple the death that you used to have.
Yeah. That fentanyl is not, it's no joke.
Be played with.
Yeah. Yep. Ugh. No joke. Well, y'all be careful out there on that public transportation. All right, so let's get to our talk about our political views and things going on with, I can't even say his name. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But y'all's president, Donald Trump, was charged with...
Ex-president. Former president.
Former. Please let me put that in the beginning of it. Former president, Donald Trump, was charged with sexual assault. What's up with that? Get out of here.
I don't know. Why do they think that man is not a creep?
Right. That's what I don't understand.
That
Anybody
is so crazy.
Somebody who go around grabbing coochies?
Right.
Yeah, and said it.
Yep.
You know?
He got that.
He said, "That's what I said. I said what I said." I grab him.
Someone said he would sleep with his daughter if he had a kid.
Yes, he did. He did.
Oh yeah.
They always have to go to court, waste our taxpayers' dollars on proving that that's a nut job.
Wow.
That is the craziest thing.
I don't understand why he's not in jail for that insurrection. I'm
that too.
Yes. Crazy. And he is still gonna run for president.
He's still like, how is that even possible? If the jury awarded,
They say he can't.
the jury awarded her $5 million in damages for her battery and defamation claims. How can we, United States, allow somebody to still run for president and people are going to vote for him? Like, I just don't.
Oh yeah, those people they're gonna vote for. They love that man.
They love him.
I don't care what you say. They love that man.
What is he doing? Like, I don't get it. Oh, you don't get it. Excuse me, I'm yawning. That sleep just hit me.
You're keeping her awake.
Yeah, wake up now. I don't get it. But I'm talking about him. He's boring me. Yeah, well, he's sexually abused.
Privilege, baby. That's privilege.
It's privilege, and people are going to abuse it. I can't.
He got the complexion for the protection.
Complexion for the protection. That's the name of the show. Where am I pen at? He got the complexion for the protection. Yeah. I can't with him. Complexion for the protection. Okay.
You know what? That could not have been Obama.
Ooh.
It could not have been
They would have put
Obama.
him up under the jail by now.
Please. It would have been
make any sense.
fire at the stake. Like, they would have had him a witch hunt. Like, this dude is talking about a witch hunt. No, that really would have been a witch hunt. Like,
Oh my God.
it would
He
have
wouldn't
been
even had no charge.
public stoning or whatever they used to do back in the day.
Public stoning. Shit. Fire lynching. Girl, please.
For sure. So, this dude, I don't...
The one in them trees over there.
Okay. Yep, at the White House.
Everybody buying tickets to see it.
Right.
Girl.
It would have been a whole spectacle.
Oh, whole spectacle.
Yep. Got the complexion for the protection. That's right.
Oh, speaking of that, reparations.
Yeah, I was seeing that on the news.
Right. So they're talking about California receiving reparations. Up to anybody over the age of 71 or 72 can get up to $1.2 million for Black residency, plus an apology for all of the things that they had to go through, which is housing, education, voting, and health. It's going through the California legislature July 2023. Our Governor Newsom declined to support the recommendations for the reparation payments.
Of course he did.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily sold on California offering reparations, considering that California was a police state and not an actual state of oppression. Now, don't get me wrong, Blacks did receive some discrimination here.
Big time.
This was not the center of it. I feel like reparations is a slavery term that we need to reparate for that period of time. Do we need to accommodate for the discrimination, for the disparity here? Yes. I don't necessarily know if it needs to be individual payments. I think it needs to be community programs black college, black programs for black people, housing, that kind of stuff. I think I think California needs to atone for what California actually did, as opposed to kidnapping people, bringing them over, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So, but how would they even?
Because why are we offering who are we offering 1.2 million to? You have people 71 and older that we're offering them to, but yet, how much is that going to deplete the system? Because, like you said, you had black people fleeing here in the hundreds of thousands. I'm not saying something shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
I just don't know if we need to be paying individual people millions of dollars, is what I'm saying.
I just feel like we have suffered as black people in a lot of areas, and we still are. Our children are. Those 70 and 90-year-old people, as far as housing goes and things like that, they wouldn't even sell us a house. You know what I mean? They're redlining everything. They're putting us all in these areas where we don't want to be. We can't get loans, at rates that we should. I mean, it's just so much that they have done. And a lot has been done in California. There are places we couldn't go to after the sun went down here in California, like Torrance and Signal Hill. We couldn't do it. California may be a blue state, but they treated us pretty bad when we got here, and they still do. You know what I mean? In healthcare, still. What's the rate of black women going in and having a baby now? You know what I mean? Doctors writing all these prescriptions, to all these black people, would turn around and tell everybody else what they can do holistically and what they need to do. You know what I mean? These doctors are trained to treat us that way. So can we educate them differently? Can we stop the brainwashing? No.
Right.
That stuff is in their DNA. And that means it's going to be in their children's DNA too. So where do we stop it at? Education? Housing? What is all that going to do? When they still the one that's holding the key to the jobs and everything else. How's that going to help us?
That. But what is a $1.2 million to a 72-year-old person going to do to push that education, to push that change? What do we do? What do we do about that? Because at the end of the day, if you're paying reparations to right or wrong, it should also be to right the wrong. I don't necessarily know if paying individuals that large amount of money. I'm not saying don't pay them anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, what do we do? It's systemic, right? But what do we do to say, hey, I don't know if paying somebody $1.2 million is going to do that. Is going to right that wrong. We're just shoving out money.
I think we send a message when we hit the pocket. I think every time when I sit back and I think of all the things that black folks tried to do as far as becoming entrepreneurs and things of that nature, they burnt it down. They tore it down. They lied. Everything because they never...
My grandparents are dead, so my family don't benefit from that.
Mine doesn't either.
So what happens?
But so what? That doesn't mean that the next person shouldn't. That doesn't mean that the next person shouldn't. That's just like the education thing as far as paying off the loans and everything. Some people already paid off their loans. They're not going to get it. But what about the people that don't? That doesn't necessarily mean that they don't deserve it. You know what I mean? And, my family is not going to get anything from it too. But I want to hit them in the pockets. They hit us in the pockets. They stopped us from doing a lot of things. And that's the only way we're going to get their attention, if they got to pay something. They're paying everybody else.
The whole point of reparations was that all black people would benefit. The whole purpose of the 40 acres and a mule,
we still haven't gotten
that all slaves would benefit.
We still, they didn't.
I'm not saying that. That's
it.
not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, Mary. But what I'm saying is, if you have black families that will never benefit from this, and then let's say you have black families that weren't even here during that time, and they're benefiting. I'm just saying it's still a huge disparity in who's going to do who does what, who gets the money. I don't know if somebody 75 years old 72 or older because they may not even been here during that time.
But I'm sure they're gonna get. I'm sure that what they're gonna do is they're gonna figure all that out. The government's gonna figure all that out as far as who was in California for these amount of years. That's how they figured out the age thing, the 71 or the 72 or whatever. And I'm sure they got records can say what family was here and who was here in California.
I'd rather have black people. I'd rather you put that into a fund where you have a specific amount of people and we start buying houses, buying property, educating families. I'd rather you do that.
How we gonna educate? Who gonna educate?
Real estate is a
oppressor. Who gonna continue educating?
No, I'm not talking about the oppressor. I'm not.
Who's gonna educate? Who's gonna do the education?
Not white people, of course. But what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about white people doing the education. I'm sorry, Caucasians. I'm sorry. Correct.
They white.
I'm not talking about them.
So we sit at the table talking. Just say it.
Yeah, I'm talking about we're sitting at our own table because that's my problem with and not to get off the phone. That's my problem with marching and all this other crap. I need something that's going to change. We can talk about change all day long. We can say what we're gonna do, and then 9 times out of 10, it doesn't get done. Like what?
We don't do it.
Who do we come to the table? Who do we come to the table and sit at the table and actually make some changes? I'm not talking about them even being in the room. I don't even want them in the building.
I don't either.
So I get what you're saying. I don't want them in the building. And they don't have to be in the building. And they don't have to be over the fund. I think it needs to be an independent. It needs to be people we trust, people we elect, to be over that fund. But I don't necessarily. I think some money should go to families. I don't know if that amount should go to families because honestly, they don't have enough money to pay us. If you want to be true, what they designated, 50 million, 50 or 60 million.
I don't know.
It says the payout could reach 1.2 million. If it says for Black Californians who check enough boxes, the total payout could reach 1.2 million. So they have similar Black residents could receive roughly $2,352 in compensation for over-policing and mass incarceration for each year they lived in California between 1970 and 2020. And then those payments could amount to $115,260. And then they have...
Truth be told, that's already a law. I mean, that's already an automatic. If you're found guilty or whatever the case may be, you're automatically paid by California. So that's not something they should have even been putting in there.
If they what? If you're incarcerated?
That's an automatic.
If you
if you're incarcerated and you're found to be innocent, you're supposed to be innocent.
Yeah,
they get an automatic payment.
Yeah, they get some big money when they
and they get big money when you do that. I don't know. I guess I'm not saying don't pay them. That's not what I'm saying, Mary, at all. I'm just saying pay them and then they do what? We go
whatever they want to,
and we're still. But how is that benefiting the community?
I agree with that. I agree with. I mean, I think like Patrice said, I think that the money should have something, but we already know that for the most part, our people are going to go buy a brand new car, Porsche. They're going to get Chanel bags. They're going to get the nails done. Cool, you can do whatever you want to do with your money. But then when it's gone, then what? Like, where did that money go? It didn't even get.
We don't have any power.
It didn't even get redistributed into Black businesses or anything because they done went out somewhere else to go buy whatever. So it didn't even get to get recycled or anything. It's just here you go, this lump sum of money, and then that's it. But if you use it for schools,
Black Wall Street? Like what about our own Black Wall Street? Because money is power. Like this money. What about building our own communities? What about doing our own school programs? What about those kind of things so that we establishing our own policing so that we are not policed in our own communities. We're policed by those who we elect to be policed. Why not use that money to start those kind of things is what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't pay families. I just don't know if 1.2 million is the amount we need to be doing that with, is what I'm saying. I'm saying that money could go to a myriad of other things that we could be doing to increase our power.
And continue our power for the generations that's coming up. Hopefully, like it'll
That's
trickle down.
I'm not
it'll
saying
go
don't
up.
pay it.
But yeah, they should get, I'll take up dogs.
Well, but I do agree, Mary, that if they get money, they should do what they want to do with it. All I'm saying is that, like, okay, we just throwing money up in the air and it's falling and we giving it to people, and then when you walk away, there is still nothing that we can change that will be changed because money is power, right?
See, here's the situation. That's just like the athletes that get these contracts and get all this money and they don't know what to do with it. Some of them make a lot of mistakes. Some of them invest in things like that. But here's the thing: we need to have the education, and before we get the money, okay. And then we're gonna need some lawyers. And see, here's the thing too: some accountants and stuff like that, some real estate agents and things like that, to buy up some land for us to create this Black Wall Street again and again and again. And then what happens is, it's just so funny. We can all get there, but it's always going to be some people.
Don't say it.
Some of us.
Some of us.
It's going.
You ain't never lied about that.
Yep.
It's going to do that. Mm-hmm. That's why we need the education, and it's hard sometimes for us. We put all our trust into the person with the biggest mouth, and that is not the person that we need to be trusting. And sometimes it doesn't even matter. It could be. It's usually because we're going to trust that person that is our own brother or our own sister or whatever, and believe them and stuff like that, when they're really out to just make some money and screw us or whatever, or go tell somebody else how to screw us. We need the education. We need the education to do this and start up our own things. You know what I mean? We got enough doctors and lawyers out there. We can do that all day long, but we got a lot of folks that are turning around and say the white man's water is colder. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to go over here regardless. Screw these. You know what I'm saying? Like that. We got people like that feel like, they're not getting a good deal with their own.
And let them go. Like, go on over there.
You know what I mean?
Be with Trump.
And, that's why I said we just need the education. That's why we need to educate our own people. We don't need oppressors educating us.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Because we don't even know enough about ourselves. And we don't take the time to find out about ourselves. Because a lot of us feel bad about even who we are sometimes. You know what I mean? Just like I said, you'd rather go over here because, we want to have different things on our backs with somebody else's freaking initials. You know what I mean? We want a Louis Vuitton purse when he can spit in our face and we still wouldn't give a shit. We'll go buy Gucci and every damn thing else. We need some education.
Yeah. We
need some education. You know what I mean? We so busy worried about what we driving, what's on our feet and what's on our backs. You know what I mean?
And living in low-income housing.
Yeah. And living in low-income house, don't even have a garage to put that pretty car in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's horrible. It's horrible. You talk to folks don't even have a retirement plan.
Right.
Exactly. And it's just like doing better. Life insurance. If I see another or if I see another sign on the corner, I'm going to snap.
Yep.
I'm just saying, and that's what I'm saying though. Like,
we
why
need
can't we
education.
do a national life insurance policy? Why can't we? And that's what I'm saying. Like the things that are lacking in.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna need more than that. But I'm saying.
And you know what else we're gonna have to do? You know what else we're gonna have to do? Because I'm telling you, everything that they're in control of, we're gonna have to take control of ourselves, and that means buying up enough land, if in fact they sell it to us. Buy up enough land so that we can produce our own produce, our own fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, because I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to do something and it's going to kill us all off.
Nope.
And I'm talking
I don't
about
doubt that because
I'm talking about what
know,
Gates is
I
working
think-
on right now. But we just have to be really careful because they do. I mean, a lot of people are going into agriculture. And I know Gates is out there, and they said he's planning something that may end up, modifying something genetically.
But it's funny you should say
that would not be
because
good. Would not be good for us. Yeah. So we need to learn how to get back at it and do our own fruits, our own vegetables, and things like that, and learn how to live off the land and stop, depending on grocers to feed us. Because it's not going to be a good thing in a minute. It's not going to be a good thing. And all that stuff has to be educated.
Correct.
All that stuff has to be educated. We need the land in order to do it. You know what I mean? If they, in fact, they sell us the land. Because if they get that money, they're gonna do us rough. They're going to do us hard. They're not going to give up nothing. They're not going to give up nothing. See, and that's the thing. They can stop us from getting things. Even though we get the money and we want to do this or whatever, they still have the power to stop us from getting it.
And that should be a part of their like apology. A part of your apology is you can't block us from doing stuff. If we want it, if it's for sale and it's for this price, you got to sell it to us.
Girl, please.
So we also have to learn how to strategize. We also have to learn how to strategize. We also have to learn how to work with other cultures that have been oppressed like us, right? We
Do they want to work with us?
How to educate.
Do they want to work with us?
That want to work with us. That want to work, because there are some that want to work with us. But we have to learn how to. We have to learn how to think outside the box, and everything is not black and white and rosy gold. But I'm gonna say this, because this has been on my mind a lot. One reason why I say that about that money is because I'm looking at these city programs where they're giving people $1,000 a month for 2 and 3 years to quote unquote get their lives together. And yet, when you're looking at the statistics and what half of these people are doing with that money, it is astounding how they're wasting money and not
who's even getting it?
Themselves and not. Well,
who's getting it?
A lot of people are getting it. I don't necessarily. It's across the board, but I'm gonna tell you that 3 or 4 cases, because I work a lot in housing, like homeless housing, specialty housing, that kind of stuff. I can tell you that I've had tenants get that money, and they still not doing the things they're supposed to do. So if that money was supposed to enhance your life, enhance your well-being, and give you a leg up, and again, you're not taking advantage. You're not taking advantage of that. You're bringing your old habits into new money. We are screwed. We are screwed.
It's so it's called Breathe, LA County's Guaranteed Income Program, and it provides $1,000. 1,000 eligible residents with $1,000 a month for 3 years to find out how this financial breathing room can help their lives for these participants.
And there is no account. There's no accountability for the money. There is no nothing. There's just $1,000 in your account. And again, I'm not saying that they going to buy weed. That ain't what I'm saying. But
how do they qualify for that?
The application was like 5 questions.
Ooh.
And they were randomly picked at random.
Oh wow!
Randomly picked. Okay, by the city of Los Angeles.
It was like a lottery system, right? So what I'm saying though is that like there should have been an education required before they received that money, a goals meeting or something like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like this arbitrary throwing out money, accountability. That's what I'm saying. Arbitrary throwing out money, not the solution. That's not the solution.
Yeah.
Give me $1,000 and everybody, you get a business. Like, let's work this. But if we don't have that mentality or even think you can do that, because sometimes it's not the mentality. Sometimes people just don't think that they can do stuff like that. That's where education comes in. And I just don't know if giving money without education is a wise thing to do.
Get up and get out the way, huh?
And it's a research too. So these questions are only for purposes of gathering baseline data and for research study. Answer to them will not have any impact on being selected as a participant. So yeah, like she said, it was randomly selected from a pool of eligible candidates by a research team. The University of Pennsylvania did a blind drawing for it. Dang, I missed that one. I missed that one. So Congressman George Santos was arrested.
Yes, and posted bail.
Oh, he posted bail?
Yeah, posted bail. It's like 13 counts. This guy is crazy. He said it's a big witch hunt. Here we go with that word again.
Yeah.
They said he was stealing campaign funds, lying to Congress. I mean, the list goes on and on. Cheating by, he collect unemployment benefits when he didn't deserve them.
Oof.
It's just a laundry list of stuff he's done. But he said he's going to fight it all the way. You know, all I can say is you go ahead, sir.
He's going to fight it all the way. I
He's
mean,
fight it all the way.
come on. I don't. He probably will fight it all the way.
Wait a
Why?
minute.
Because what's the
This
name?
is just pandemicing all over the place.
He got the complexion for the protection.
This is just pandemicing all over. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He is a whole fraud. His whole
see a brown
existence
baby.
is a fraud.
Yeah.
I don't even know George Santos is his real name.
George Santos. And is he only 34 years old?
Well, he's a young guy. Mm-hmm.
He looked old, but I just see somewhere where it said he was 34. So I'm like, he looked old. But yeah, I mean,
He aged like spoiled milk.
yeah. It don't age gradually.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So, Clarence Thomas. What's going on with old Clarence?
Clarence got some rich friends.
Clarence and the Billionaire.
He got some rich friends, and that I guess one of his rich friends paid for his great nephew's college bill. Sent him to college. You can't tell me that you sit on the Supreme Court and know that that's the problem.
Right. Ugh.
That's a conflict.
Very much so.
You mean to tell me you and your wife didn't realize that that was a conflict? You didn't even realize those vacations were a conflict. Man, please.
Yeah. He said, Mr. Crow provided luxury travel for Justice Thomas, purchased real estate from him, paid private school tuition for his relatives, arrangements that were not reported on the Justice Financials disclosure. Wow.
And you're not reporting it. Because, why are you not reporting it? Because you know it's wrong.
Right. Yep. That's crazy. See?
And what are you going to do about it? Nothing.
Nothing. Like they did with Anita Hill. Nothing. Just nothing. Just gonna let
I
him
told you about that man a long time ago.
flow. Right. And listen. He's one of them.
But you guys decided that you knew better.
Yeah. He's one of
So
them.
deal with it.
Ain't he married to a white lady?
Yes, all day long.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I watched the special on them. She a firecracker too. I watched it. He was raised by his abusive uncle. His mother gave up on him. He has a brother. His mother gave up on him. He was raised by an abusive uncle. And he hated that man, that black man. He hated him because he was so abusive. And he was raised a Catholic. And he always volunteered for everything in the Catholic Church. And his wife, she was a firecracker wherever she was too. I got sick of looking at him. I turned it off. I did. I got sick of looking at him. But there were some things, and there were some things that he was saying that didn't sit right with me. He was saying that he was teased all the time and he was treated bad by black people.
Oh, so he white. He white
because of his dark skin.
Yeah, he white now. He think he's white. On the inside, he feels like he's white, and he's not white. His hair is white, but he's not white.
Maybe he was feeling like he was better accepted over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
he was.
I was just sick of him. I couldn't take it no more. I had to turn it off. I was done.
He's like, get out, like.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it puts you in the mind of. I'm just like, oh my god.
You know, the white people accept me better than the black people too. You know, I'm an old rich white woman.
you old rich white woman.
Honey, when I walk through Whole Foods and Bonds, I clutch my purse
and my pearls. Like, well, why are you getting close to me? You're like, girl, did you know you black? You know you black. Not on the inside. They white on the inside. They black on the inside. Black on the.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen on TikTok. There is this group of black men that basically do trade-offs of black people. So, like, they'll see, like, there's this little white girl, and she's telling her mom that she wants to be black when she grows up. Mm-hmm. And so the guys will come on and say, so we want to trade her for Clarence Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Candace. So have you seen that?
Uh-huh.
It is the funniest thing ever. And then they'll say, we'll give you 5 of ours for 1 of yours.
Oh my God. No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
It was like Clarence Thomas, it was Candace, it was
was it OJ?
That week Kanye West. That week Kanye West had done something, so they was trading him off. Every other week they trading Kanye West off.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed it got kind of quiet about Kanye?
Yeah.
It got quiet.
But that means he's getting ready for the big blow up, because he's overdue for a big blow up.
Yeah,
maybe he went. Maybe he's getting the help he needs, because Lord have mercy.
Maybe.
But it is the funniest thing if you ever see it. And they have a meeting. They bang the gavel and everything. It is hilarious.
Oh, wow.
And then sometimes they'll just say,
are they in like a court setting?
Almost.
Yeah.
They're in different. It's different guys. It's different black men.
I think I saw that. Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Sometimes they'll say, we'll keep all our black people today. We'll keep all our
I might have saw an episode or 2.
That is a spin on Dave Chappelle used to do that on the Chappelle show. He had a skit that was like that. Where they traded the black people for the white. I mean, they did the trade off on there. Let's see.
I do remember that now.
You remember that? So the Home Care LA is passing out government-funded meth pipes. What?
Yes, it's a nonprofit organization in Los Angeles called Home Care LA, and the last 2 days they've been handing out meth pipes to the homeless people on Skid Row.
That's not new, actually. They've done that for years.
Wow, it was on the news today.
Yeah, it was on the news.
And it's government-funded meth pipes.
When we worked down there, they did it. I used to be livid. Like, why are you guys giving them? They used to also give them methadone. Because they're saying they want them to exchange clean needles.
I remember the needles. But I didn't know meth pipes.
I mean, I'm sorry, it was needles back then.
Yeah, I remember the needles.
Meth pipes now, but because the drug is enhanced and changed.
Right.
But I'm not just quite sure we should be providing paraphernalia.
Right.
To encourage.
Yeah. He going
How
clean.
can we not do more to house them and get them some mental health and some rehab, as opposed to giving them the pipes? You know what?
Right.
Let me say this. Okay, when it comes to housing, there's going to be a big issue in LA because there technically is not enough housing to house people.
Right.
There's not enough housing. We have to get creative, and we have to come to the table with an open mind, right? And that's the only way we're going to house people. When it comes to rehab, I absolutely, and I've always stood on this, is that if you have a drug problem, it should be mandatory that you do rehab and or counseling, or if not both, right?
Right.
But they have this thing called permanent supportive housing, where their job, and I'm not going to tell you who made this up, to remove all barriers to housing. We do not ask questions. They can come in and they can do whatever they want in housing, and it's like, that makes no sense, stupid lady. That makes absolutely no sense. So behind the scenes, there is a lot that goes on, because honestly, a lot of these people aren't even prepared to come in the house.
Right.
When they get there, because they've been outside for so long, or they've been on drugs for so long, or they've been mentally ill for so long. And then you bring them into housing and you say, hey, here's a set of rules you have to abide by. Rules what?
That's why
you
it should go.
Here.
They're not stupid. They just put up so much red tape or whatever. They know what it takes. You know what I mean? They know it's going to take some rehab, some transition, a transition housing, and then you go into your place. You know what I mean? But you're going to start here. You're going to start with A, then you're going to go through B, and then in C, and then, you get your own place and things like that. They know what it takes. You know what I mean? They're playing games because they don't want to do it.
I think they know what it takes, but I don't think they know how. They don't understand the complexity and the severity of the actual crime. I don't think they understand the complexity of the actual problem. Because truth be told, they're not dealing with the problem. It's people like me that are dealing with the problem, right? It's people it's people that are on the property that get to deal with them. They can shove them in a house all day long. That don't mean that that's where they need to be or want to be.
No. They need help first.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes against forcing. We don't force people to get help. We don't force people. And I'm like, so why are we forcing them to come into housing?
Right.
If that's the case.
Right.
So it's crazy. But I think, I heard Karen Bass, a couple of months ago, when she was talking about her housing program, and she was like, look, we're going to have to start forcing people to get some help. And she was the first mayor that I've heard say that. And so I appreciate that, because I want you to get that help before you get to me. Because, I want you to stay in the housing when you get there, right?
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, a lot of times, Mary, out of 5 people you house, I end up putting 3 out. Because they're destructive to the building, or they're destructive to residents, or they're destructive to themselves, and they're just not ready. They haven't had the financial education. They don't want to pay rent. They want to go get high.
Right.
They owe that money to the dope man already, right? So it's like it's those things that, again, education. It just comes back to not forcing people immediately into something that they're not going to be sustained just so you can get the numbers. Mm-hmm. And that's ultimately a lot of times what happens. Because half of the time, we can't even find people half the time to even stay in these houses. These nice apartments that they're making up for $56 a month.
Right. I'll stay
it's
there.
Absolutely absurd. So I mean, the problem is so many so many layers to peel back on, and I think if you start from the bottom, you need to start with the resident.
Yeah, and you know what really hurts my spirit, and makes me so angry is Skid Row's been there too long.
Yeah.
Skid Row has been there too long. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me that they couldn't have did nothing about Skid Row 20 years ago or 25 years ago. You know what I mean? Now it's gotten out of control because you know why they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It was all in one section. Leave them over there. They didn't care. You know what I mean? Now it has become a big, huge issue. You know, because housing is so high in California. So now you get more people down there. It's getting bigger and it's getting bigger and it's getting bigger. You know what I mean? And it's sad. It's really sad. It just breaks my heart to hear about kids living down.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you don't do shit, you got to take care of the ones that got kids and families and get their asses up out of there. You know, because that's not a safe environment. You know what I mean? They ought to be trying to work on that kind of stuff or whatever. But I'm just saying, they didn't take care of it because they didn't want to. It wasn't a priority, and they didn't care. As long as they over there, we ain't got to see them. We're good.
Yeah.
You know, and we sit and vote for these people. We sit and vote for these fucking politicians, and they don't do shit.
Yep. And they
you know, they're the ones supposed to be the professionals.
Yep.
They're the ones supposed to be the professionals. You know what I mean? They're the ones should be doing public affairs and things like that, and they act like they don't know what the hell to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Mary, if
you're talking about finding out.
Half of the time, we don't even show up for our local elections. Like, I had an actual argument with someone one day because she was telling me, well, I only vote in federal. I said, well, that's not the election that counts. She's like, it is. I said, no, the election that counts is the one that votes your sheriff, your judges, your education people. I said, those are the ones that count. Your city, your municipality.
Right.
I said, those are the ones that count, not the federal and the state counts, but not the state counts before the federal. But you need to be voting in your city election.
In your city,
I was like, in your city. Like, who does that? And you have the lowest voter turnout for those elections. And so we're not even, and that's how these people slide on in, right? Because we're not paying attention yet again. We're walking around with blinders on.
Gerrymandering the area
and everything. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Girl, you thought you lived in this area, and then you come to find out next week that your whole area, the name of your area didn't change.
It changed, yeah. You
didn't have no clue about what was going on. Red line, exactly.
And no idea where
out of your own damn district.
Yep.
Out of your own district. And
then you got a district, then you're sitting next to a district that don't have any legal residents and they got brand new schools. Like, exactly. Where are we doing this at? Right? So, yeah. We need to start paying attention.
We need to start paying attention.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's where the education come in at.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so funny. I used to tell Margot about this. You know, Jewish people, they go to school, and then guess what? There are days and weekends they have to learn how to be a Jew and what's expected of them. Mm-hmm. They teach them. You know what I mean? They teach their people. Right. They all up there, you know, Margot, where they are. They're in Bixby Nose. They got Bixby Nose sewed up. You know what I mean? They take care of their people, and they make sure they teach their people. And they tell their people, you're going to be the judge, you're going to be the doctor, you're going to be the lawyer, and you're going to do this. And they teach the people so that they take care of their people.
Right.
You know, and I know we all didn't start out on the same footing. I know that. But it's really time for us to wake up.
Yeah.
We need to start teaching our children, teaching our people about who we are, where we came from, what we're capable of, and how we built this United States.
Right.
You know what I mean? And where it all started from or whatever. And start teaching our children. We so busy talking about the breakdown that we had and why we can't do this and that. But those are just a whole bunch of excuses. We can do it if we want to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you said, we can all get together and we could do this if we want to, but we so busy talking about what the white man did and what we can't do at this point.
Right.
We can do it if we put our heads and our minds together and give a damn enough about each other. And I know it's hard because we were separated years ago, right? I know that. And a lot of things are in our DNA. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is we have to stop people from telling us who we are, telling us what we can't do, and separating us, and then turn around and say, well, look at them. Look what they're doing. Right. When they bring in the drugs into our areas because they know what we're going to do with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? All the liquor stores, you know what I mean? Where I went to school at, you better not even ask to build a liquor store up there. Period. You better not. They'll run your ass out of their neighborhood. You know what I mean? But we don't do that. We welcome all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? In these neighborhoods, there's so many abandoned buildings. You know, when I was growing up, there was a lot of black people that had cleaners, fish markets, beauty supplies, record stores, all that. I don't even see that anymore. Not with black folks. And that's where we used to get our fish from. You know what I mean? That's where the cleaners we went to. Everybody knew everybody. Remember? You always had at least two cops in your neighborhood that were black.
Right.
You had the teacher. The teacher lived down the street.
Right.
That taught you in elementary school. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just like Postman was black. You know, the Mexican lady, you know what I'm saying? The donut man knew you, ice cream man knew you, everybody knew you. My mom want a pack of cigarettes and give you a pack of cigarettes. Take right back. You know what I'm saying?
A little song, little paper. Here you go.
All that little stuff. Girl, look, on our donut truck, the man sold cigarettes. My mama would yell at the door, tell him to give you a pack of cigarettes.
Put him in the bag.
He'd give me the cigarettes. I would run to the porch, get the money, bring it back to him. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that through time, I think the family start dissipating.
The community, yeah, it did.
You know what I mean? Because that crack thing, I mean, it was just another thing that just tore us apart. It's another thing that just really tore us apart.
Right.
Like them 80s, man, they were a monster. They were a monster. Not only were the young folks getting high, shit, the mom and daddies was getting high. It tore us apart. They knew what they was gonna do, what that was gonna do to us when they dropped it in our community.
Right.
And what did we do? What do we do? Half of us smoked it, the other half sold it to us. Come on now. And it's just like, and then we sit up and wonder why we don't have neighborhoods and why we don't have this and that. You know, when mama died and stuff, you selling her house for a rock.
Right. Ooh. Yep. The house that she done lived in for 50 years.
They went through hell to buy and raise you.
Yep.
You gonna sell mama house, grandmama house, and everybody else's house because you hot.
Yep, that's true.
It's crazy. It's crazy how we do each other and the way we, you know, and the way we do things and everything like that. You know, this crack really tore us up.
Yeah.
These kids were out here raising themselves. Grandma had to take care of grandkids. You know, it's really, really sad. They know what they do when they come in these communities and put up all these 7-Elevens and chicken shacks.
Not a chicken shack.
You know what I mean? They know what they're doing. They're keeping us right here.
They know, yeah.
Exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
All these, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go way out here to Whole Foods and Sprouts. There's not one in my neighborhood.
Right. And it should be. It should be one in everybody's neighborhood.
Why not?
Right.
Why not?
We like
should be.
Whole Foods.
I can count on one hand how many people I see in Sprouts when I go every weekend and pick up my fruit. One hand. And we look at each other, hey, how you doing? You understand what I'm saying? That's a damn shame. That's a shame.
I agree. That's why we need, we go back to the big E word.
And that's why I think, too, can I just say this and then I'm going to shut up? I'm getting so mad. We should have been educating ourselves when we were so big on. And then Martin Luther King realized he made a mistake, too, with this whole segregation stuff. We should have been teaching our own. We could have learned a lot from our ancestors. You know that? We could have learned a lot from our ancestors.
Yep.
But we so busy trying to get the white man's approval. We want his education. The oppressor. We want his education. We gotta have his education.
Like it was the best.
Like it was
White
the
man's
best. We get in the classrooms.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I went to a white high school. The teacher wouldn't even call on me. You know what I'm saying? I was bused. They wouldn't even call on me. White folks at school told me I was not welcome. I had to stay at that school for 3 goddamn years. And I didn't feel I was amongst my peers at all. I was sitting in the classroom, be the only white in the class. Teacher wouldn't even call on me. And one time, let me tell you how embarrassed I was. I told my daddy, I didn't want to do my homework anymore. He don't call on me anyway. My daddy said, so what? You have to participate if you don't call on you. Now, this is my daddy telling me, but I had to show up to school every day. You still got to do your homework because, raise your hand. If you don't participate, that's on you. Your homework is done. As long as you get credit for that homework, don't worry about it, baby. It's going to be all right. I'm like, okay. So one day I raised my hand. I thought he pointed to me and I went to answer and he said, no, so-and-so behind you. And I just resented my parents a long time for busing me to that school because they thought it was best for me. But I told them, I don't feel like I'm amongst my peers, and I feel I would do better if I was amongst my peers. But going to somewhere every day when you know you're not wanted is not a good thing. Now, I could have handled the children, the kids. I couldn't handle the adults, though.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle the adults not calling on us. And that you would be the only, I wouldn't have over 2 blacks in the class. It was just a handful of us. It was crazy. It was really, really, really crazy. But it's so crazy. It's like, why do we want those people to educate our children?
Right.
Why do we want those people to tell our story that we only get in February? The only person they know is Martin Luther King and Harriet Tubman.
Right.
And don't forget George Carlin.
And Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass.
No, the man with the peanuts.
Oh.
They don't even know Frederick Douglass anymore. They don't even know Frederick Douglass.
We did not. That's all we knew. That's all we knew.
Remember how we needed to.
These people shouldn't have been educating us. They shouldn't have been educating us.
Well, say that again, Patrice. We went out. Patrice?
I said we need to become a Black Panther nation. I said we need to become a Black Panther nation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need to educate. We need to start our programs.
There you go. That's it. That's what I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
That's right. We need to take care of our own people.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do because the church didn't fail us.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't fail us. You used to get there and get a little something. You know what I mean? They used to talk about politics back in the day in the churches and stuff. Instead of every time somebody got ready to run for office, they let their white ass come up in there.
Right.
Because they wanted our vote.
Come and pander to us.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't even let them in the church. Why they coming here now?
Right.
If you go down there to City Hall, you can't find them because they don't even have the street sweepers coming down the street. Every time you look up, there's flooding over there because they don't clean out the fucking drain. And they want your vote for a certain district.
Election time, they all around.
All around, they get on my nerves. And they do that shit on purpose. They not over here cutting trees like they should and cleaning up these street sweepers. I can't even tell you the last time I seen a street sweeper.
I know, huh?
He ain't doing nothing but blowing the dirt all around the rest of the parts of the street.
Right. I know I moved my
clean up
car.
them gutters. They do that on purpose. Them white neighborhoods, they not accepting it. We accept that mess. We accept it. And we shouldn't be accepting it and stuff like that. Like I said, education all day long. Right. That's the only way we're going to do better. We have to be educated.
Yeah.
We have to be educated.
Let me see. Hold on.
I'm done with my soapbox.
That was definitely your soapbox.
That was crazy. That was crazy. I love you, Patrice. Though that was good.
That was a good conversation.
She gave us some insight.
Yeah. That was a good one. That was a really good conversation. This the last. Let's talk about it. Rihanna named her son.
Oh, you so cute.
RZA Athelson Mayers. So RZA named after RZA from where he from?
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. Ugh, Lord.
And then he has the middle and the last name of his daddy.
Of his dad's. That's
Yes.
cute.
He's gonna have a
Finally.
little sister. I heard he's gonna have a sister.
Okay. How long is it gonna take to name the sister? 2
I don't
years?
know.
Come on. They probably already had the name. They just telling
They
us
didn't
what
let it out. They
want
didn't
to
let it
tell
out.
us. Yeah, I mean, hey. Do
And
what you gonna do.
it wasn't for public knowledge either. They were saying lock it up until we tell you to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got that kind of money, they could do that.
Yeah, they can. All right. So, just
Versus. Don't forget the verses.
no. Before we go to verses, did you want to talk about Factor?
Yes. Okay. I am not
Excuse
cooking.
me. I'm sorry,
I'm not
y'all.
cooking. I don't want to cook during the week anymore. So I was watching this person that I watch all the time. I follow, and she was eating Factor, and it's these dinners. They're really nutritious, very good. They come in different. I guess how do you can order it? Different orders. Like I guess for me, I do the calories, and then they have what's that other one that people do a real heavy? They have vegetarian, and then they have the other one. What's the other one? Where they eat a lot of beef and stuff. And
Keto.
keto. It's not good for you. They have those different categories, and you can order your food. So I did make some selections. I ordered lunch and dinners. It wasn't that bad. It was like $113 a week. I got my first order yesterday, and the meal was delicious. It was a chicken something I forgot. Anyway, today I had something else. It was broccoli, and it was some kind of pork, and it had some macaroni or something. Very good tasting cheese and tomatoes. It was very good. And it's very good. I mean, it does taste like a restaurant. It's not your normal, frozen entree. It's very good. It has very good flavor. I like the flavor. And, at least I don't have to worry about going to the grocery store, spending $200 and cooking the meal.
Right.
When I get home, I can just pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes exactly. Take the little plastic film or whatever off, and it's piping hot, and it's delicious, and I get a different meal every day. And then I get to choose my meals, the meals I want. And, my next bill for next week is going to be $50 because, it's a little promotion deal I got. But I like it. I think I'm going to stick with it. And I like that I can choose my own meals. I just told her not to send me any pork. So I don't have to measure. I don't have to worry about if I'm getting what I need to get and if it's nutritious enough or whatever, or the serving size. I don't have to worry about that. I just eat it. That's it. And I'm glad I don't have to fuss with it anymore.
Yeah, I'm looking at the menu or the food, the pictures of the food. It looks really, really good.
It is very good, Margot. It is so good. You don't have to fuss with it. I like no fussing.
Yeah.
I can do my own breakfast. Let me do my own breakfast. But if you can give me my lunch and the dinner, I'm good. And then I just figure I'll just do that during the week, and then on weekends I'll just whatever.
Yeah, freestyle on the weekends, and it's always harder during the week too, because you at work, and you can do your have to figure out what you're gonna eat for lunch. You're like, here it is, and then dinner. You don't want to be fussing all week trying to figure out, what I'm going to eat for dinner. And then you end up eating just anything. Like, let me just go get something to eat because I don't feel like doing it,
Right. And you're not eating right.
You're not eating right. I'm going to try it because
Please try it and just let me know if you like it or not. It's really good. So please give them my name too because they're going to ask you.
Okay. I'll let you know when I order because it's some really, really good stuff.
I'm going to try it too.
Yeah, please try it. Drop my name from Mr. Patrice.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, but it's really good and it's very nutritious, and you get to select what you want and the category which you want your food. I mean, if it's just chef choice, you can have whatever the chef, and they change the menu every week. Every week they change the menu, so you can select what you want, which is a good thing. Because you know what, it's only me. I'm burnt out. I don't want to do cooking.
Yeah,
I don't want to do cooking anymore. You know what I mean? If I don't have to go to the grocery store, the only thing I want to go to the grocery store to do is get my fresh fruit and veggies and stuff like that. You know, for my weekend or to snack on something like that. That's it.
Right.
You know, so I'm just so happy about that, and my doctor's going to be very happy about that too.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. I'll let you know when I get it. No, I'll get the code when it's time. So what you been watching? We real quick. Mary told us that Versus is coming back on my birthday, September 8th, 2023 with what's his name?
Dupree and Diddy.
Dupree and Diddy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it.
Dupree?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And Diddy versus
they paired him up with Diddy?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's only gonna be 2 songs. Then,
that's it. Basically. Like what? I mean, Jermaine produces. Like what other?
They both produce. I mean, Jermaine actually did have an album, but they're
gonna bring out all the things.
That album was actually
all the people they produced.
I think they're gonna bring out all the people that they had their hands in. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like,
I think those are the songs they're gonna be playing, and they're gonna probably give us a little history on them. I think because what P Diddy sing?
I'm stepping away.
It's all about the Benjamins.
I think he got on everybody else's song.
Mm-hmm.
He was charading around with that little hop skip he do.
That same dance. But yeah.
And I'm not interested in seeing him hop skip drive around.
I'm not either. You know what? That's something I probably won't even watch, Patrice. I probably won't even watch it.
I just think whoever is putting these together, like, some of these combinations that they put together,
right?
I think 50 Cent said he's supposed to be on this new season.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken. But they paired him with Nelly, I think.
Nelly?
I was like, what? So I just say sometimes their pairing be a little off. I honestly, the only one I ever watched, I think, was the Jill Scott one.
I did the Jill Scott one. I also did the Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. Did you see that one?
I did not. I heard it was good.
Oh, it's so good. So good. Also, don't forget the one that was Stephanie Mills and Shaka Khan.
Oh. Versus?
They paired Stephanie Mills with Shaka Khan?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that
Stephanie tried to help that girl.
She sure did.
Shaka was not ready for that.
Was not there.
Shaka was feeling pretty good.
Yeah, as usual. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's how she be.
Shaka has had a long history of
yeah.
Good.
And she showed up. She did not show up. And it's so sad that she knew she was having verses. Why you got to get your head that bad?
Right.
You know what I mean? And everybody's watching Shaka. Come on.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to watch that. It's going to be my birthday. Hopefully I'm doing something. But it's just like...
SWV and who else? They did.
What was
that
it?
Group.
Escape. Escape.
Escape. Yeah, they did one too.
Yeah. I understood the versus for during the pandemic because we couldn't go outside. We couldn't go to concerts. Yeah, it was, man, when they had the Isley Brothers on there. What was the Isley?
Oh my God, I forgot about the Isley Brothers.
I was jamming in my house.
Everybody was like, who is that?
I was jamming.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Ron.
I was like, that's not Ron. Ron. Wow. Okay, Zaddy.
My schoolmate is married to him.
Is she?
My schoolmate, her name is Candy. She's married to him, honey. She loves her some Ron.
I know she do.
He was married to Angela Wimbush too, right?
Yeah.
They're married right now.
Wow.
Yeah, he's married.
I always heard he liked the young Kendall.
Yeah.
I heard he got a type too.
Yeah. Oh, here she go right here, Candy. Yeah, but that was a good one. But now that we're outside and we can go to concerts and we can do things, and how does that work? I mean, they are selling tickets. It's gonna be at the
high though. Where do we get these prices from?
Madison Square Garden is where they having it at in New York. And here's how do you buy tickets? Let me see. Tickets purchase through Ticketmaster. Yeah, I'm sure that they're gonna be super duper high. So I mean, whatever.
I can't afford to go see anybody because I can't afford these tickets.
I'm not gonna pay that.
Buying these tickets is like building a small African nation.
Yeah,
I don't have $300. No,
and I don't want to see nobody that bad, Patrice.
And you ain't gonna see. You ain't gonna see him.
I was really mad with the new Jill Scott because I love Jill Scott. But when I looked at her tickets and they were $300 or $400, I was like, she ain't put out no new music. Why am I paying Jill Scott $300?
Right, and I looked up. I wasn't gonna go see Maxwell, girl. $300.
That's crazy. And first of all, you're not gonna see them because people don't know how to sit their ass down at a concert. You can buy whatever seat you buy, and you paying this $300. If you're not sitting in the very first seat to look right up at them, you're not going to see it. You have to stand up the whole time because everybody got to stand up and clap and show their video and make a video. You're not even in the moment. This is like, why did you spend all that money to come to a concert to record it and stand up and dance the whole time? Get in the aisle. There's people behind you. Like, what is happening? I would not.
I can't do it. I just can't do it. I refuse to do it anymore. No. I just can't do it.
I would not do it.
The best concert I ever went to is the Jay-Z concert where he had kicked R. Kelly off.
Oh, I remember.
And so what he was doing was when he got to the city he was going to, he brought all the local talent in that city. That concert was 8 hours.
Woo!
That was the best concert I ever went to. I was in Atlanta at the time, and that's when T.I. and Jermaine Dupri, and it was like 97, 98.
Right.
That was the best concert I ever went to. Besides Janet Jackson.
I've never seen her.
But that was the best concert I ever went to. That was worth my money.
Right.
I ended up having to leave because I had to work.
Right, 8 hours. That's a job.
That's a concert. Long.
Yeah.
That's a concert.
Oh my God.
That's a concert. He brought everybody out. He brought all the local talent from that city.
That was cool.
Everybody showed, right? And that's when that's when R. Kelly started acting a fool, and he kicked R. Kelly off too.
Wow.
And that was the best, because I was really going to see R. Kelly. But R. Kelly was acting a fool, so that was the best concert I ever went to.
Wow.
The best concert I ever went to in my life
is also a good concert. Mary J. Blige is also a good concert.
The best one I went to was I had front row seats, and that was to see Anita Baker. And they was walking us down, and the guy was like, he was calling himself surprising me, and that little, I guess what do you call those? The attendee or whatever kept walking us down, and I looked at him and like, are you serious right now? And he just started smiling, and we went all the way down to that first row.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh my God. I was so happy. It was such a surprise. I mean, but that didn't win him any brownie points.
He's like, thank you.
Thank you. But that was the best concert I ever went to. It was. I mean, because it was good. It was so good. I did see Lauryn Hill before. I've seen Jill Scott. Margot, you and I have seen Jill Scott together. But Those are some, they good. They good. Jill could sing. Lauren could sing too. That's when Lauren was okay.
Right.
Lauren was okay. Mm-hmm. But what I couldn't stand about that Lauryn Hill concert, I'm be real honest with you, it was too much drugs in the air that night. Ooh. I'm being honest. Oh, yeah. I felt like I couldn't breathe. And that was at Universal Amphitheater. I felt like I couldn't breathe. And we were inside. It was horrible. I felt like I couldn't breathe. But she was good though. She was good. That's before she went off her.
I saw Jill Scott when she first came out. Mm-hmm. In Atlanta, they used to do these concerts called the Tabernacle, and what they would do is they would get an auditorium, they would sell a certain amount of tickets, and then they would open up the auditorium, and then they would close the doors at a particular time, so you couldn't leave until in the morning. And so we would be there. They would do listening parties. They would have like a marketplace.
Oh my God!
They would do impromptu concerts. Mm-hmm. They would do like brand new artists would come out. And
wow!
Impromptu. It was the best thing, and that is where I first saw Jill Scott, and that was the best Jill Scott concert I ever. Because she had a microphone, and that's it, right? And she had her background music, and then I've seen Bilal. But Bilal is But I say that to say, like, the smaller venues, I've always appreciated concerts at really small, intimate venues. Right. Because the artist is a little bit raw and a little bit more open to promote. Right. As opposed to these big stages.
Right, exactly.
So I try to aim for small venues.
Yeah. I remember I saw Kim at the Carson Civic Center.
I seen Kim at something small like that too. It's probably the same place. I see, and it was very intimate. Like we was right there, like intimate. On the.
Yes, it was.
I was like, you right here. It's right here.
Exactly. I have seen him at three different locations, but I remember seeing him at that small venue, Carson Center over there in the city of Carson, right there. Kim was right there.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
That's when he first.
We were different people from work, girl.
I went with somebody from work too. I went with actually it was Andre, Patrice, Andre, and my friend Tanya. And we went.
Wow. Yeah, had a good time.
It was fun. We had a good time. He was right there.
Right there.
I was like, okay.
Right. That's for that first album.
Yep, it was the first. You know, we were probably at the same concert.
Yeah, we were probably at the same concert.
I was like, where are we? Like, what is this setup? Like, who are we coming to see? I didn't even know who Kim was, but my friend Tanya had played him all the time, and I was like, okay. And then I fell in love with him after that. I was like, wow, okay.
That was cool, though.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That's it. We done put in 2 hours.
We really did.
Easy peasy.
Like, what? 9:58. My gosh.
You got 1 hour and 57 minutes and counting.
Patrice, you're gonna have to come back next week.
Yeah, come on back. Keep getting your feet wet so you can be ready for your.
Thank you.
No, thank you. You a good conversation.
I'll have something to rant about next week.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So that is it.
Our mature conversation.
Yeah. See. Mm-hmm. That's it. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope that everybody hear my mom cough in the background, and I was coughing the rest of the time, but we
Did you give her a bug over there?
Yeah, no, she gave me the bug. We both coughing over here. We trying to get rid of this old dumb cough. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we will we'll be here next week.
Good night, everybody. Have a great week.
Good night.
Good night.